Hey everyone! Hope you're doing all right today. Welcome back to the Bible English Learning Podcast. I'm Abby here with Xavier, and today we're talking about something that feels really important. I don't know, this feels like one of the biggest stories in the Bible.
Yeah, it really is. Today we're talking about the resurrection of Jesus.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people have heard that word, resurrection, but maybe they're like, wait, what does that actually mean?
That's a good place to start. The word resurrection means to come back to life after death.
Okay, yeah, so it's not just like waking up, it's something much bigger than that.
Exactly. It means someone was dead and then becomes alive again.
Wow, yeah, that's a big idea. And in the Bible, the resurrection of Jesus is one of the most important moments. Right, and this happens after the crucifixion, right?
Yes, Jesus was crucified, which means he was put on a cross and died.
Yeah, and that part of the story is really heavy.
It is. After he died, his body was taken down from the cross.
Okay, and then what happens next?
His body was placed in a tomb.
A tomb. That's like a place where someone is buried.
Yes, exactly. A tomb is a place where a body is laid after death.
Okay, yeah, I can picture that. So Jesus is placed in the tomb, and that's where the story pauses, right?
Yeah, in a way, it feels like the story stops there. Everything becomes quiet, still.
Yeah, like nothing is happening anymore.
Exactly. And the tomb was closed with a large stone.
Oh, like a big rock covering the entrance?
Yes, a very large stone was placed in front of the tomb.
So no one could go in or out.
Right, it sealed the tomb.
Okay, so if I'm just thinking about this like a story, it feels like everything is finished.
Yeah, that's how it would feel to most people at that moment. It feels like the end.
Yeah, like nothing else is going to happen.
Exactly. But this is actually where something unexpected begins.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that's important because if you're listening, you're probably thinking, wait, what's going to happen next?
Right, so let's slow it down for listeners. Jesus died, Jesus was placed in a tomb, the tomb was closed.
Yeah, that helps. Let's say that again. Jesus died, Jesus was placed in a tomb, the tomb was closed.
Good. And then time passes.
How long?
3 days.
3 days.
Yes, 3 days pass, and during that time, everything seems quiet.
Yeah, I feel like that silence is important. Like nothing is happening, but something is coming.
That's a really good way to describe it. It's quiet, but not the end.
Okay, so after 3 days, something changes?
Yes, something changes in a way no one expected.
Okay, now I'm curious. Like, what happens?
Well, early in the morning, someone goes to the tomb.
Someone goes to the tomb?
Yes, a woman named Mary Magdalene.
Okay, she's going to visit the tomb?
Yes, she's going to the tomb, probably expecting everything to be the same.
Yeah, like nothing has changed, just quiet, still.
Exactly. But when she arrives, something is different.
Different how?
The stone is not where it should be.
Wait, so the tomb is open?
Yes, the tomb is open.
Okay, yeah, that's where things start to feel different.
Exactly. And that's where the story really begins to change.
Okay, wait, so the tomb is open now. I feel like this is where everything starts to get really different. Like, if I walked up and saw that, I'd probably stop and just be like, something is not right.
Yeah, that's exactly the feeling of this moment. Mary comes to the tomb expecting it to be closed, quiet, unchanged. But instead, the stone is moved.
Yeah, that's already surprising because, you said it was a large stone, right?
Right. A very large stone, not something that would just move easily.
So she sees that, and then what does she do? Does she go inside?
Yeah, she looks inside the tomb. And when she looks inside, Jesus is not there.
Wow, so it's just empty?
Yes, the tomb is empty.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that would be confusing. Like, I would probably be thinking, did someone take him?
That's actually a very natural reaction. And that's part of what makes this moment feel so real. There's confusion, there's uncertainty.
Yeah, because no one's expecting what's about to happen.
Exactly. So let's slow that down for listeners again. The tomb is empty. The tomb is empty.
Yeah, those are simple sentences, but they feel really important.
They are, because this is the moment where the story begins to change.
Okay, so she sees the empty tomb, and she's probably thinking something happened, but she doesn't know what yet.
Right. And then something else happened.
Okay,
She sees angels.
angels? Like, actually sees them?
Yes, and they speak to her.
Okay, what do they say?
They say something very simple but very powerful. They say, He is not here.
Okay.
And then they say, He has risen.
Yeah, that feels like one of those sentences where even if your English is simple, you can still feel how big it is.
Exactly. Let's slow it down for listeners. He is not here. He has risen. He is not here. He has risen.
Okay, so has risen. That means he is alive again.
Yes, that's exactly what it means. He was dead, and now he is alive.
Wow. So in that moment, everything changes.
Yes, that moment changes everything. The story is no longer about death. Now it becomes a story about life.
Yeah, that's a big shift. Like, it goes from something very sad to something completely different.
Exactly. And you can imagine how she might feel confused, surprised, maybe even unsure.
Yeah, like, wait, what is happening right now?
Right. And that's very human. That reaction makes the story feel real.
Okay, so at this point, she hears this message, he has risen. But has she actually seen him yet?
Not yet. At this point, she only sees the empty tomb and hears the message.
Okay, yeah, so she knows something happened, but she hasn't seen him yet.
Exactly. And that's where the story keeps building. Because now there's this question. Is it true? Is he really alive?
Yeah, and I feel like that question is really important because it creates, I don't know, tension, like you're waiting to find out.
That's a good way to describe it. It builds anticipation.
Yeah, like you're kind of holding your breath a little.
Exactly. So let's pause and give listeners a few simple sentences again. The tomb is empty. He is not here. He has risen.
Yeah, those are really strong phrases, simple but powerful.
That's one of the reasons this story works well for English learners. The sentences are simple, but the meaning is deep.
Yeah, you don't need complicated words to understand something important.
Exactly.
Okay, so now I'm really curious because we've heard the message, but we haven't seen him yet.
Right, and that's where the next part of the story goes.
Okay. So the big question now is, does anyone actually see Jesus alive?
Yes, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about next.
Okay, yeah, so now I'm really thinking about that question. Like, you hear he has risen, but at the same time, you're probably still wondering, is it real?
Yeah, that's exactly where the story is now. There's this moment where people hear the message, but they haven't fully seen it yet.
Right. Like, you want to believe it, but you're not sure yet.
Exactly. And then something happens that begins to change that.
Okay, yeah. This is the part I'm really curious about.
So after the tomb is found empty, Jesus begins to appear to people.
Appear? Like, people actually see him?
Yes, they see him. They speak with him.
Wow. That must have been, I don't know, overwhelming?
Yeah, that's a good word. Overwhelming. Because imagine you believe someone is gone, and then suddenly you see them again.
Yeah. I feel like I would just freeze for a second, like, wait, is this real?
Exactly. And that's actually what happens. At first, some people don't even recognize him.
Really?
Yeah, they see him, but they're not expecting to see him. So their mind doesn't understand it right away.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if you think someone is gone, your brain wouldn't expect to see them again.
Right. But then something changes.
What changes?
They begin to recognize him. They realize it is Jesus.
Wow. Yeah, that moment must have been really powerful.
It is. And this is where the message becomes very clear.
Okay.
Jesus is alive.
Let's say that slowly. Jesus is alive. Jesus is alive.
That sentence is simple, but it carries a lot of meaning.
Yeah, when you say it like that, it feels different. Like it's not just words, it's something bigger.
Exactly. And for the people in the story, this changes everything.
Yeah, I mean, before this, everything felt like it ended, but now it's like it's starting again.
That's a really good way to describe it. It's a new beginning.
Yeah, and I think what makes this part interesting is it's not just one person seeing him.
Right. Jesus appears to different people, different followers.
So it's not just one moment, it happens more than once.
Exactly. And each time it helps people understand that this is real.
Yeah, because if it only happened once, people might still question it.
Right. But as more people see him, the message becomes stronger.
Okay, so now people are seeing him and they understand he is alive.
Yes, and that brings a completely different feeling to the story.
Yeah, it goes from confusion to understanding.
Exactly. And also from sadness to hope.
Yeah, hope. That word keeps coming up.
It does, because the resurrection is about hope.
Yeah, and I feel like even for someone learning English, this is a really important sentence. There is hope.
That's a great sentence. Let's say it together. There is hope. There is hope.
Yeah, that one feels really meaningful.
Another simple sentence is, He is alive.
Let's say that again. He is alive. He is alive.
These are short sentences, but they're very powerful.
Yeah, and they're easy for beginners to remember too.
Exactly. That's why this story works well for English learning. It uses simple language, but communicates deep meaning.
Yeah, you don't need big words to understand something important.
Right. And now the story's moving towards something deeper.
Deeper how?
Now it's not just about what happened, it's about what it means.
Yeah, like why this matters.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about next.
Yeah, I can feel that shift now. Like, we started with the story, what happened, but now it feels like we're moving into something deeper.
Yeah, exactly. Because the resurrection isn't just about the event, it's about what it means.
Yeah. So, what does it mean? Like, if you had to say it simply.
At its core, it means hope.
Hope. Yeah, that word keeps coming up.
It does, because the resurrection shows that even when something feels finished, it's not always the end.
Yeah, that's powerful. Like, even when things feel dark, there's still something ahead.
Exactly. It's the idea that life can come after something difficult, that things can change.
Yeah, I feel like that connects to real life a lot. People go through hard moments, and sometimes it feels like nothing is going to get better.
Right. And the resurrection reminds people that change is possible, that new life can begin.
Yeah, that actually makes this story feel really encouraging.
It is, and that's why it's such an important part of the Bible.
Okay, so if we were to give listeners a few simple sentences to remember, what would they be?
Good question. Let's keep them simple. Jesus is alive.
Yeah, that's the big one. Let's say it again. Jesus is alive.
Another one, there is hope.
Yeah, I like that one. Let's say it again. There is hope.
And maybe one more. Life can begin again.
Oh, wow, yeah. That one feels really strong. Life can begin again.
These are simple sentences, but they carry the meaning of the whole story.
Yeah, and they're easy to remember too. Okay, let's give listeners a moment to think, just for a second. What does this story mean to you?
Yeah, take a moment. You can think in English or just listen.
Maybe you feel encouraged. Maybe you feel hopeful. Or maybe you're just learning and thinking about it.
All of that is okay. Dear God, thank you for the message of hope. Thank you for the resurrection of Jesus. Thank you for reminding us that even in difficult times, there is always hope. Help us grow in faith, in understanding, and in kindness. And bless everyone listening today as they continue learning and growing. Amen.
Amen. All right, before we go, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, try answering this in English.
What part of this story stood out to you the most?
Was it the empty tomb, seeing Jesus alive, or the message of hope?
Yeah, you can write something simple, like, I like the message of hope, or Jesus is alive.
Exactly. Even a short sentence helps you practice English.
And if this episode helped you, don't forget to subscribe so you can keep learning with us.
We'll be sharing more easy English conversations and Bible stories.
All right, everyone. Thanks for spending this time with us on the Bible English Learning Podcast.
We'll see you next time.